Most of us know our sun sign. Most of us have seen the memes and most of us have read the odd horoscope or two. Astrology is a huge subject, yet understanding the significance of your sun sign is a great place to start. It's already familiar and relatable, yet there's so much more to your sun sign than meets the eye. So get yourself a cuppa and let's get straight into today's video. Cheers. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're just meeting me for the first time, hi, my name is Ebony and this channel is here to help you manifest in the real world. If you're interested in all things self-development, mindset and spirituality, then I hope you enjoy today's video and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Last week I shared the resources that I found really helpful in learning about astrology. Today I want to give you a quick introduction to sun signs and what they actually represent. As I mentioned in last week's video, I've been finding this book here by Astrology, an enlightening primer for starry-eyed beginners. I've been finding this really helpful, and so I'll be referring to that a little bit in today's video as well. And as always, I'll have a blog post for today's video with lots more resources and recommendations that you can check out. Everything will be linked in the description below. So what exactly is a sun sign and why is it so significant? Your sun sign is the strongest representation of who you are and your identity. It represents who you are at your core, your personality, your willpower, and your creativity. Your sun sign is determined by which of the 12 zodiac signs was on the calendar on your birthday. Your day of birth is usually the only information you need to work out your sun sign, and you likely already know what yours is. However, it is worth noting that if your day of birth is in the middle between two signs, you may need to look up your astrological birth chart in order to determine what your sun sign actually is. Your chart will use the time of your birth to know exactly where the sun was when you were born. In last week's video, I talked you through how to get your birth chart in more detail. I'll link that in the cards above and in the description below if you'd like to check that out. Or you can simply head straight to the blog post. I'll link that below as well. All that being said, how were the sun signs even initially figured out? I'll be a typical Gemini and share with you what Madeline Gerwick talks about in this book. Sun signs were discovered initially by ancient sky mapping astronomers who determined that the sun went through certain constellations at certain times of the year and that people born at that time of year seemed to share certain characteristics. Of course, the constellations have shifted since. A very long time ago, the constellations of the signs were in the area of the sky that was named for them. But because of the Earth's wobble and the fact that the Earth shifts a tiny bit in space over a long period of time, the constellations have shifted out of those positions. So Western astrology uses the seasons, which don't change over time, as its basis for sun signs and has kept the names the same. Beyond the constellations, each of the 12 zodiac signs can be described by certain energies, qualities, and elements. For starters, each of the 12 zodiac signs are categorized as having either yin, indirect, internal energy, or yang, direct, external energy. These can also be referred to as feminine or masculine energies. Each of the signs also has cardinal, fixed, or mutable qualities. Cardinal signs begin each season, so they represent beginnings. Fixed signs in the middle of each season are preservers, which keep things as they are. And mutable signs occur as the season is changing and are associated with transitions. And finally, each sign is represented by an element: fire, earth, air, or water. The four elements describe the basic nature of signs and of life. People born in signs with the same energy, quality, or element have certain things in common. For example, people born in signs with a cardinal or first quality are likely to be leaders. People in signs with an air element might always seem to be thinking or communicating. Now, each combination of energy, quality, and element appears in only one sign. Aries, for example, has a yang energy, a cardinal quality, and the element of fire. This means that when you understand what each of these characteristics represents, you can also begin to understand certain aspects of an Aries personality. The combination of these different energies, qualities, and elements creates the 12 very unique signs of the zodiac. Learning about each of these characteristics allows you to understand the differences and similarities between each of the signs. Each sign is also ruled by a particular planet, or two in some instances, substances, is attributed with different crystals and gemstones, connected with a certain part of the human body, and even is represented by a particular colour. In tarot, each suit is represented by a particular element as well, and every sign has a unique card in the major arcana of tarot. For example, let's take a look at the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, the ram. Aries is a fire sign with a cardinal quality and a yang or direct energy. It's ruled by Mars and Pluto, represented by the colour red, diamonds, and the Fool card in the major arcana of tarot. The keywords for Aries include early adopter, leader, new beginnings, and adventure. Another fire sign that also has yang direct energy too is Leo. So there will be similarities between Leo and Aries as they both share the fire element and yang energy. However, Leo is a fixed quality sign rather than having a cardinal quality like Aries. The keywords for Leo include willpower, creativity, and expressing the heart. So even when there are similarities, no two signs are ever going to be the same. And when you start delving into the rest of your astrological birth chart, you'll come to see that understanding your sun sign is really just the tip of the iceberg. Yet I believe that learning about each of the 12 signs provides a great foundation for studying astrology. It's not just about your sun sign and how you can relate to it personally, though memes and horoscopes definitely help on that front. It's also how you can take your knowledge of all the zodiac signs and use it to interpret all the different elements on your birth chart. Our sun sign represents who we are when we shine our brightest, when we are completely in our element and expressing our true individual self. Yet we are obviously so much more than our sun signs. There's also the moon, 8 planets, and the north and south nodes to consider, not to mention all the 12 houses and how all of these different aspects connect and combine. There is so much more to talk about. Astrology really is kind of the perfect subject for a curious Gemini. So now I'd love to know, what is your sun sign? I hope you enjoyed this short overview of what sun signs represent, and I hope that you're as excited as I am to keep talking about astrology. If you'd like to learn more, please do head over to today's blog post linked in the description below. And while you're over on my blog, you can also sign up for my free weekly newsletter where I send out a charmed tarot reading every Monday morning. Plus there are freebies involved in signing up, so do check that out if you're curious. I'll have it linked in the description below as well. As always, please do let me know if you have any questions or requests, or feel free to find me over on Instagram at Ebony Highland. I'd love to connect with you there as well. I truly hope that you enjoyed watching today's video, and I hope you'll consider subscribing if you haven't already. Be sure to ring the little bell too to be notified when I post a new video every Thursday. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. It really does mean the absolute world to me. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to see you here again next week. So much love. Bye. I truly hope... By Madeline Gerwick. Madeline. Your sun sign is the strongest recommendation? I recommend. Your sun sign is the strongest I keep going to say recommendation. Why? Representation. That's sounding really weird now. For starters, each of the 12 what? The rest of your astrological